Hi everyone, I'm Josh.
I'm Gabe.
From Balance Buddy Rehab. Today, Gabe and I want to show you an exercise to untwist your spine. Think of your spine like a link chain. If you take a link chain and you twist it up, and then you bend that chain's going to bind wherever those links are twisted. Similarly, if the chain is in good alignment, you can bend it any which way. Okay, the same way with the spine. You ever notice that when you're lying on the ground, you just kind of feel a little cockeyed? Or maybe if you try to bend all the way backwards, your spine kind of catches. A lot of times that means that there's a little twist in your spine. And if you can untwist it, you'll feel much more flexible and you'll have less compensations to the neck or lower back that are causing you pain. So we're going to show you some of the most common restrictions of the body that contribute to a twist. And so one of the first things we try to teach people is how to twist in their middle trunk. So a lot of times the chest gets really tight, and the fascia all throughout the chest can get tight, and that limits your rib cage and doesn't allow you to twist. Now we can twist any which way really in our spine, but the most common restriction of the middle trunk is that the middle trunk doesn't twist to the left. And then the other part of the trunk that gets tight is the upper trunk doesn't twist to the right. Those can be very specific, and so we want to show you how to do those so you can untwist yourself at home. Right? One of the ways we do that is to bend the knees all the way up first. The reason we do that is the lower back likes to twist the most. So whenever somebody does try to twist, they just end up twisting mainly from their lower back. And so to lock that out, we bring the knees all the way up, which flexes the lower back and locks it out a little bit. And another strategy we use to lock it out is we take the top knee and actually slide it forward. That's towards the camera. There we go. Okay. And once we have that, then Gabe's going to put his hand right here at his middle trunk to remind him that's where he's trying to get the stretch. He's going to stick his chest out, which induces the stretch in the chest and puts him into extension. And then he twists back. What he's going to do is stop where he first feels that point of restriction, because that's that line of tension that's going to be there where he's getting a stretch. At this point, he can take his hand and really loosen up the muscles right in there, because the fascia could be binding his rib cage, limiting his motion there. But then to get a bigger stretch, he can lengthen his arm out and reach it back to get a longer lever there and stretch that. If it feels like he doesn't have the equal lever on this side to make it more aggressive, he can kick this leg straight as well and reach that towards the camera as he's reaching that arm back. That gets pretty aggressive. If Gabe ever feels anything in his lower back, I'm going to say stop doing that. We want the stretch right in the middle, through there, in the chest or in the back, but mainly through this chest area here. You can take some deep breaths to enhance the stretch. He could also take his bottom hand and put it on his top of his leg and lift the leg up against his hand a little bit. That gives a big contract, relax stretch there, and offers a big, each time he lets go, relaxes, he goes a little deeper into that stretch, trying to get that stretch in the middle. And that's a fantastic stretch. Okay, now to get the upper trunk, remember we said the upper trunk is most often restricted twisting to the right. So now we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, so we have Gabe on his other side now. So now Gabe's lying on his left side because we're going to try to induce right upper trunk rotation. That means bringing the right shoulder back. Same method as on doing left mid-trunk rotation on the other side, but Gabe's going to pull his knees all the way up, especially here, because we really want his back rounded and maybe a little bit of rounding into the mid-back too, so we get his legs up as far as he can. He's going to put this right hand behind his head, right like that, and then he's going to stick his chest out to try to induce a stretch in the chest and get him into extension there. And he's going to keep this top knee slid a little bit forward. There we go. And as he does that, he's going to roll back here with the awareness of being, as he rolls back there, he doesn't want to let this knee start to creep back that way. This knee needs to go towards the camera that way while his elbow's going away, trying to get a stretch. And Gabe's pretty tight there. See how he can't unlock that? And so it's very restricted. So he would need to get in here and really loosen up his chest a little bit more. And that's on one of our other YouTube videos about how to unlock the chest. You need to get in there and loosen that up more before doing this to get a better effect from this. But if Gabe wants a bigger stretch after releasing his chest, of course, then he can lengthen that arm out and start to reach to provide a longer lever. He can also kick this leg straight here and reach it towards the camera while he reaches the arm away. Again, this creates a big locking procedure to create a big stretch here. If Gabe was to get any pain in the lower back whatsoever, we'd have him stop. And notice how Gabe is following his hand with his head, and he doesn't have his head facing, go ahead and face that way, Gabe. He doesn't have his head facing that way because that would twist the neck. He's following his hand with his head so it doesn't twist the neck. And this is a big stretch. He can do some deep breaths. Take a deep breath, Gabe, and then relax, and then he goes farther after the deep breath. He can also take his hand over here and place it on top of his thigh, okay, to lift the leg up against that resistance. Hold, and relax, and then go into that too. It's called a contract, relax. Both of those give big stretches. This is a locking procedure though, and so because it's a locking procedure and it's very specific, be careful with this stretch. Only do what your body will allow you to do, never force it, okay? There are also, this is just a part of the spine. It's the thoracic spine we're really unlocking. We have other videos to show you how to unlock the whole kinetic chain. One of them is going to be on unlocking the pelvis, and also there's exercises to untwist your neck. So check those out on our YouTube channel, and hope this helps. Thank you.